My name is Chad Childs. I work for Prevention Initiatives at Wichita State University's Community Engagement Institute, and I'm here representing the Kansas Prevention Collaborative. And our really exciting time of year is the annual KPCCI implementation presentations event. And so this event is one that we hope is useful for the person presenting to get more experience talking about what they've done and how they might be able to sustain their prevention services and strategies. It's also a training opportunity for all the participants to learn how a coalition community mobilizer can do a presentation that can help with sustainability and um, just kind of getting more experience, getting in front of people, talking about what you do can be a really good learning experience. So we hope that's what it is today. I'm going to stop talking and introduce Chelsey Copeland-Eberwein, and we'll hear a little bit about what CKF has been up to. Chelsey, it's all yours.
Thank you. Okay, I'm going to share my screen. So my name is Chelsey, like Chad said, and I work for CKF Addiction Treatment in Salina, Kansas, and we have the Saline County Youth Substance Prevention Coalition. Um, a little bit about what we have done every year since I've been here, a part of the grant. We have done the back to school fair where we set up a booth and gave out information and education surrounding vaping, marijuana, um, alcohol, just education for youth and their families. And CKF services on how, we could provide prevention and intervention services, or just to give out information. 2 years in a row, we have been able to go to the proclamation signing for Prevention Month with Governor Kelly. This year, I was able to bring two of my students from one of my schools with me, and they talked about it forever. On the way home, it really encouraged them to be proactive in school and get their friends involved and talk about their experience being able to go and the importance of Substance Prevention Month. These are schools that we have partnered with this year. So that includes both of our high schools here in Saline County and USD 305 district, um, Central High School, South High School, South Middle, Lakewood Middle School, and all 8 elementary schools. We participated in Red Ribbon Week. During Red Ribbon Week, we went to both of the high schools and both of the middle schools and were able to give out materials, education, and information. It's wild to me how many kids, when you ask them if they know what Red Ribbon Week is, they think it is pajama day, or we get bracelets where we get to go to McDonald's and get a free ice cream cone. So we, talked about Red Ribbon Week and what it actually is, and gave out information and, little goodies. And obviously having goodies brought them over to the table, which allowed us to engage. And it was really cool. Um, I also want to throw in there how hard it's been to get into the school system. So this year it really has been amazing to see the growth that we have been able to, have with the schools, and just the relationship that we've built. In January of this year, they came to me and asked, "Hey, yeah, I know it's last minute, but we would love to have you come and do some prevention education in our elementary schools." So we were able to go into 8 schools, 3 classrooms each. So there was a total of 24 presentations. Um, and they asked us to come back next year, and we will offer one presentation a quarter. So that's 4 presentations for each classroom. That's 96 presentations for next year. And then they also recently asked if we could add 4th grade classrooms in there as well. They see a need to prepare our, fourth and fifth graders to go into middle school and what they may encounter or experience that they may not already be experiencing in elementary school. So giving them information on, peer pressure and medication safety, the dangers of vaping, and just substance prevention education overall. And for sustainability, USD 305 has committed to paying for these services moving forward. They also have committed to taking over the coalition to help build on what we're currently doing and get more people involved. So currently this year with USD 305, like I said, we were at both middle schools and both high schools. At South Middle and South High School, we have encountered 34 students that we have been doing Teen Intervene, which is an expert model evidence-based program. And at Central and Lakewood, we've encountered 49 students. And after we engaged in Teen Intervene and got through the program, 28 of those students had been referred on to a higher level of SUD services. We now have a full-time peer that goes into the middle and high schools. It's split between 2 days at each, so 4 days, and then we use Fridays for overflow if there's students that we either missed or couldn't meet with or weren't at school. We use Fridays to be able to go between the four schools to, meet with kids. What we've noticed is even if students were referred to us from, let's say they got a vaping violation and they just have to do the Teen Intervene, they have the option to, no longer meet with us, or once they're done, they're done. And what we've encountered is when we get them, when we start building those relationships, they're wanting to keep coming back. So we're seeing these students on a weekly or bi-weekly basis that the school has noticed we may need to add an additional person to the schools, allowing one peer to be for South, Middle, South High in the feeder schools, and the same for Central and Lakewood in their feeder schools. So that's been huge. And if I'm talking too fast, let me know. When I get nervous, I talk fast. And these are just some pictures of, presentations that we've done, or me with some students and a SRO. Teen Intervene, that's what we've been using. It's an evidence-based model. We've also recently started using marijuana brief intervention from Hazleton, and it's also an evidence-based program. A lot of the students that we have been engaging with, whether they got caught with a vape that was nicotine or marijuana, if it wasn't marijuana, it has come out in conversation that they actually are vaping marijuana as well. So we kind of wanted to look and to see, because Teen Intervene we can utilize for both, but we wanted to see if there was another option for marijuana. So we've been kind of diving into that and seeing how we might be able to utilize that as well. These are just some pictures of some flyers that we have. We sent this adolescent peer support contact sheet out this summer to our students. We weren't sure how it was kind of going to work with school being out, but we were just asked to come to summer school now, where we'll have our space so we can see kids that we were already seeing that are going to summer school, or if the students that we weren't, or that we were seeing, aren't coming to summer school, they know that we are going to be there. They also know our location at the office. And we are currently raising funds and had already purchased a building to open up an adolescent community center, where they will have a safe place to come, whether that's homework or they just need support or they just want to hang out, have a safe place to go. So we're working on that. And the school has been involved in helping with that as well. I won't go through all of this, but this is just some of the information that we had given out to the schools on things that we might be able to provide as far as, prevention or training to the schools or staff or even, families. Just looking to engage more, not only with our students, but educating our staff, their staff, sorry, that is working alongside them that may be seeing some of these signs or hear different things from students, like just providing them with the education and training on maybe how to react or engage with those students. That's been really huge, and that's some feedback that we've gotten from the schools that the schools are impressed with, is that not only are we there for the students and the families, but for their staff as well. Um, So we also built a prevention and early intervention handbook. I know this is kind of like my ADHD threw up all over the page, but it is a packet that we give out. The schools have also been giving it out on just some things as far as like building trust or setting boundaries and recognizing risk factors and how important community engagement is, debunking myths and stigma, and the impact on development. If your student is vaping at an early age, what does that look like? And their brains are still developing. So just putting something together that could be, handed out, and uh, people can contact us if they have questions or are interested in more information. I did want to share a video. So this is a teen intervene and peer services success story. This was actually one of my first students, and we made a video with her. And yeah, I just wanted to share. Can you hear it? Okay.
No sound. Can you share the sound on the video?
When I get older,
Yeah,
I
there
want
it
to
is.
get into piercings. I want to start not just work in a shop, but I want to own my own shop. My name is Kimberly Pacina, and I am a junior in high school. I was 12 when I first started using. It was on my birthday when I got handed an edible, and I got the feeling of being high. Then from there, I struggled with substance abuse and marijuana abuse. It went from being casual to being every single day, to the point where I didn't even realize that I was struggling. But the people around me just, it was easy for them to tell that I was struggling very, very much, that I couldn't control it. It had an effect in my life because every single day, all I wanted to do was get high. Even when I was high, I still didn't want to do anything. I would get into a lot of arguments with my family, especially my parents. Friends were fake. All they wanted to do was get high, and when there was nothing to get high off of, they didn't even talk to me. When I first heard about CKF was when a teacher brought it up to me, said that I should probably think about it, and she's kind of like really, really close to me. So after I told her no, she said, well, I'm gonna sign you up anyways. I started talking to Chelsey, and that was my first immediate thought. Was first thing I told her was, there's no way you're gonna change me, because I'm not gonna change. And she said, I'm not here to change you. I'm here to just listen and talk. It kind of made me want to change, because she kept like just talking about my feelings, which I had never heard or really thought about. And when I met up with Chelsey, it was kind of like she understood me. Even if we didn't go through the same thing, it was still like she understood where I was coming from and why I was using, and she never questioned me. Like, she never judged me differently like everybody else. Because when people just want to support you and want to change you from using, all they say is stop using, it's bad for you, it'll kill you. And she didn't really say that. She never talked about like why I should stop using. She kind of was just like, why are you using? And tried to help me with my feelings of why I was using. So it made me want to change because she made me realize that if I just fixed of how I was feeling, I didn't have to use because that was the only reason why I was using. My relationship with my parents after I stopped using and working with CKF was way better. Since I stopped using, I was a lot calmer and I talk more to my parents now. Before, I didn't go to school at all. I would go like 1 day a week. And then it changed because I got to understand it wasn't actually hard. Just if I was there and I understood what they were talking about. My GPA was a 0.2 in the beginning of the year. I had all Fs but 1A and P. And it changed and I got all A's and 1F. Something that I would tell other kids my age that are struggling with substance abuse is that there is help. I know sometimes we say that we're just using to have fun, but I know that deep down you're using because you're trying to hide the feelings that you're feeling. And that's okay because you can find resources that will support what you're feeling and why you're using and won't judge you just because you're using. By stopping, something that you could look forward to is being happier, knowing that there's happiness. You might feel like it's weird, but you will be happy without using. Your brain is a lot clearer, and it's easier to think. That even if it's hard, and it's gonna be so hard, just know that by the end of the race, you're gonna be so happy of yourself. You're gonna be glad. You're gonna be proud of yourself, even if you didn't think that you could make it. Just take 1 day at a time. Don't think ahead. Don't think of the past. Present.
Yeah. Something else that we did, we made quick kits and hygiene bags that we would give out. We would do outreach. It got to where the schools would keep them on hand. Our local Saline Family Health Center, they would keep them on hand and give them out. Something fun that we have been doing that we actually have our third annual one today is our Youth Out of School Bash. This was our first one in 2023. We had one last year. Here's some pictures from that. And then today we have our third annual, which is why I'm racing out of here after this. We did some social media campaigns, information dissemination. We did the Safe Choices, Strong Voices. So our SAFE initiative, substance awareness for everyone, creating safe, healthy communities by empowering individuals with tools and knowledge to take meaningful action. So empowering youth with facts and not fear, honest conversations, and equipping them with the knowledge to make informed, healthy decisions. We started Talk It Out Tuesday, Teen Substance Truths. And then sustainability, USD 305 is taking over the coalition and will be paying for our peer to be in the schools and working with the students and Teen Intervene and yeah.